name is Gertrude and I'm here with...
Hi guys, I'm Zita and you're welcome to
For My Business. FAW, Faith and Works My Business, is a podcast that delves into the intersection of career, business and...
relatable stories. So we want to bring you into our life. We want to share with you our everyday work with each other and God.
Because it will be good.
For that die.
Disclaimer, we're not preachers.
We're not pastors.
We're not ministers.
We're not evangelists.
We're just two young ladies who want to share. Welcome back. So today we're going to talk about leadership and how you can thrive as a leader. And to help us through this topic, we have an amazing guest. She's a dedicated accountant. She's an independent and strong woman. She is very passionate about the things of God and she's very confident. And she likes to see others. She likes to help others grow because she believes that it's important for each and every one of us to grow and reach our full potential, the true reason why we were made, the true reason why God sent us here on earth. Ladies and gentlemen,
drum roll.
You want to reveal our guest?
Make room for Miss Ntui. Patience.
Esther was black and broke.
Testimony established.
Welcome back, guys, and thank you so much, Patience, for joining us. We're so happy to have you here.
The pleasure is mine.
Thank you for gracing us with your wonderful presence.
What can I say?
Aww.
What are you really saying?
Yeah. And so today we're going to talk about leadership, drawing the inspiration from the book of Esther. She has on the entire book just for her. So Esther was the queen at her time, and she was married to a Persian king. And despite Xerxes, and despite being a Jew, despite her race, she was brave enough to defend her people, to defend her uncle, and get her people to be safe. And we want to draw inspiration from her story and talk about how you can be a great leader in your community, in your society, in your workplace, in your family, regardless of the odds and regardless of where you are, where you come from, and where you're going to. And that's why we want to start by asking you this question. I want to begin with Esther's beginning, okay? So it just so happened that the king, all high and mighty, he has this queen, Vashti, and the queen does not do what the king wants. And, he doesn't get, the pride that he wants, so he just...
Power one side.
And then he's like, call the virgins, do the haram, get them to look beautiful, present them to me and stuff. And Esther was among them. Parasa. Just like that, she was among them. And she was favored and she was chosen. Have you ever been in a situation where you just have to be a leader? I mean, she was just thinking, I have to survive. I'm this Jew, I have to survive. She was not thinking, oh, I'm the queen. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to lead?
Unexpectedly.
Yeah, actually. So it was when I was still an intern that time, yeah.
Okay.
So I used to work at the Douala Airport under the Asekna branch. So, no, wait, no. Okay. So there were 3 units on that. So there was the expenditure unit, the accounting, and then I think it was recette. I don't know English.
Okay.
So I used to work at... Okay, so yes. So I used to work under the expenditure unit and I was the only English intern.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're like 3 of us. I was the only English speaking intern. So like everything was in French. Oracle wasn't, like, if you know your version of Oracle. So Oracle was in French, everybody was speaking French there. So I had to adapt. So there was this time where my supervisor came and he was like, okay, he's going on mission for a week. And he was like, okay, Patience, I'm putting you in charge.
Wow.
So I was in French.
Yeah.
So I was a bit taken aback, but I'm like, okay, for me, I'm somebody who likes challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like the more you encounter challenges, you grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he said, okay, I've taught you everything you need to know. He gave me the password to his computer. He gave me the password to his Oracle portal. So I was like, okay, let's go. Let's do this.
Yes. Confidence. Let's do this.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
So let's do this. So fast forward into the next week. So I took, like, let's say I stepped into his shoes. So this particular colleague, she used to work at the budgeting unit. So she came down and she was like, okay, she first of all asked with my supervisor. I said, no, he has gone on mission to Senegal. She's like, okay, she needed some documents processed, and she's like, why did he not even inform her that he was going on mission? So I was like, but I can help you with anything. She's like, are you sure? I say, yes, I can help you with anything. She's like, okay, please, I need you to process this. So I entered.
And you did the processing.
I did it. Seamless. Smooth.
Wow.
So
Nice.
she,
That's really cool.
and for me, I found it very strange because that was the first time that I had to step in the shoes of somebody, and it was not just any kind of position. It was like something, a supervision position. And for somebody who had no experience prior to that, I mean, I don't know what happened there. Like I said, I like challenges. So
were you scared when
I was scared? Because what if something happens? What if I mess something?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Not just
name.
your name,
His
as
name,
well.
because I'm using his portal. So obviously any mistake, it shows his name. And then after that, they dissect. Who did it? Moi.
so you had to
So
hold
yeah, I had to step up.
But you knew, you knew exactly what to do.
Exactly.
Like, you already had the skills. So what advice would you give for someone who's just me?
Raza.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first thing that I'll always advise somebody who is trying to, you have to be adaptable. Like, you have to learn to adapt.
Okay.
Because life will put you in situations where you have no other choice than to step up. Yeah, because look at it. She was a Jew. She was among pagans, and we all know that Jews had a certain way of behaving, right?
Yeah.
Yes, they had certain things they were not supposed to do. They were not supposed to drink wine to idols and all that. But she found herself in a position where she had no other choice than to mingle with them.
At some point, she was scared.
Yeah,
But then Mordecai now told her that if you want to, you do it. But if you don't want to, don't do it. But know that God is going to raise someone that is going to do it.
Yeah.
So you have to adapt.
Okay.
That's the first thing. Secondly, you have to be very confident.
Mhm.
I say it. I exude
me.
confidence.
Let me write that down.
Yes, I
Write it down and
exude. Because it rubs off on people. Okay, when you approach somebody and you are afraid, that person can sense the fear.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
they can
I didn't
sense
know
it.
that was enough.
But if you're very confident, there's a difference. So there's a difference between being confident and proud. Please don't confuse both. Don't confuse both.
Yeah.
But you have to be very confident. Like, even if you don't know what you're doing,
Yeah.
but once you present that confidence, that okay, finesse, as we call it in the office, finesse.
Okay.
Yes. So you have to be confident, and also know that you will make mistakes, but don't just say, oh, I've made this mistake, I will not rise up. No. Make the mistake, learn from it, and rise up.
Think about the wisdom part, because I see her applying wisdom when they told her that when she noticed that she had to step up.
Exactly.
So she had to apply. That's why she was now calling her man and the king and stuff. Like, what do you have to say about wisdom as far as leadership is concerned?
Well, wisdom is a very important aspect, but at the same time, so I feel wisdom also comes with experience to somehow, to a certain extent. Because the person who has, let's say you've been a leader for maybe 3 years and the person who has been a leader for 1 year, those are two different people.
Okay.
Yes. The person who has experience for 3 years will be able to give you certain wisdom that comes from all the experiences that he or she has had.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also wisdom is prayed for, because if you look at most of the people in the Bible, they prayed for wisdom. Solomon prayed for wisdom because he knew he couldn't do it on his own.
Right.
Yeah, and even if you look at Esther prayed that God give me the right words to say.
Yes.
Give me,
Yes. 3 days, bro.
give me the right words to say. And to be honest, if you read that passage well, they said when she went in front of the king, she glowed.
Oh my God.
Like somebody who used Macari,
Acid.
she glowed.
Oh my
and
God.
yeah, so she glowed. She was she exuded this kind of confidence that, I mean, the king had no other choice. Like, who is this babe?
There must be this
Who's
extra
this- who's
spices
extra
that
spice?
God
Who's
puts
Who's this
when,
babe?
when,
Yeah,
when
so
you seek him for wisdom.
I think wisdom, you pray for wisdom and it comes successively as you are. Yeah. The
Alright.
more experience you have, it comes.
Yeah, and now about her courage.
Yeah,
Because
very,
that man, like, he's a powerful king.
definitely.
He can
And you
heal
don't just
you.
you don't just wake up
Exactly.
and
You
talk.
don't know. He has to summon you.
And he has to show it was accepted.
Yeah, the
for you
golden
to-
scepter.
For you to
Yeah.
accept you to come into his presence.
Yes. But she took the courage, like, okay, because sometimes we can have that, I've prayed, I've fasted, but I would do this
Yeah.
because I'm not sure.
Mhm.
Yeah.
God said you should. I mean, I'm like, You're not sure. So, like, what would you say about having courage and, when it comes to courage and making bold decisions as a leader?
Okay, so the first
Even
thing.
if your life is on the line.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
so-
hands was on
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. First things first. I will approach it from the corporate
Yes,
point
Yes,
of view
yes,
first.
absolutely.
Get all your information and facts straight before you want to make a bold decision. Why? Because even before, when you look at the book of Esther, she saw the way Mordecai was distressed. Like, why is he distressed? And he had to send her the written decree that showed that the king had actually approved for the Jews to be killed.
Okay.
So she had to get her information straight
Right. Mhm.
and her facts straight before going to approach the king.
Yeah.
So in any leadership position, get your information straight, get your facts straight. You don't get one story from one person or the other. No. Gather all the
Yeah,
information
right.
straight.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then secondly, weigh your pros and cons. Okay. Now you've gotten the information. What do you need to do? You look at it, you say, okay, from this information I've gathered, I can see maybe 3 routes out of this. What are the pros of this? What are the cons of this? Can I easily reverse the decision that I've made, or if it's something that I will just go ahead and do and damn the consequences? You get? Because there are times where trust me, there are times where you will just say, God, please, I leave it in your hands. Take it. Take it, but you just have to make the decision. So for me, the 2 most important points is get your facts straight, get all the information that you need in order to come out with your decisions. Secondly, weigh the pros and the cons. And third, leave it to God.
Don't carry us so.
Yes.
Give up God's hand.
Yes, you're only a human being. There's nothing you can
So,
do.
but then after that, maybe you have to make tough decisions, right? Can you tell us of a time when you've made a tough decision in your life as far as leadership is concerned?
Wow. I cannot really cite an example because with the kind of career I have, I find myself making decisions like that. So it's like part of the job. I just find myself making
You're
tough
already
decisions.
inside. Like,
I'm already
this
inside.
decision not too tough.
Yes. So
But if you can't, since you're saying that you're already in those shoes, what advice can you give to someone who is scared of taking such bold decisions or also?
I think first of all, you just have to pray. Like most of the time, I pray about certain things and be like, God, I want to make this decision. Can you just do something? Show me something that would direct me towards that thing I'm doing.
Okay.
And secondly, the experience. I've made this bad decision before. I have
not
made this
do it
mistake
again.
before. I'm not going to do it again. Last time I did this thing, this is what happened. So I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah. So experience.
Yes,
helps
the experience and also
No, but what if I've not made? If I've not made any bad decision, I
No,
can reach out to someone who made a bad decision and never tell me.
you don't
Yeah.
only learn from yourself, you also learn from others'
People's
experiences.
experiences.
You cannot wait to experience that thing. What if the person had maybe an experience that was so traumatic? Do you want to go through that?
No,
same
I
thing?
don't.
I
don't want to go.
They used to reach me that this is what happened to you. I'm like, this is what happened to her. Shamil,
It's really charming.
Because if you look at Vashti, right? That's an experience that
Yeah.
somebody can learn from.
Yeah.
Because how dare she the king summons you and you're like, I'm not coming. I'm the queen.
You forget what brought you to where you are.
Yes.
You
Exactly.
forget who. Yeah.
Exactly. So I just feel like certain situations
Yeah.
that you find yourself will make you tough, and then they will give you that insight on what to do. They will give you that insight, and in everything you do, you just have to put it in prayer, because Esther is a perfect example. She did not just enter and go and see the king.
Yes.
She told them, go and pray for me. 3 days fasting. And she did not sit back and say, yes, she didn't sit back and say, I'm just going to.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
It's like you did the Esther fast before coming here. For real.
She did not just sit down and say, oh, go and, She said, tell them to do a 3-day fasting. She too on her own corner did her own 3 days fasting. And the day she was going to meet the king, she told him, God, give me the right things to say.
Yeah. And if you look at it, she did not go just once.
Yes.
She did not go to the king and say, King, give me, I'm the queen.
Thank you.
She was very diplomatic about it.
Yes.
She invited him to dinner, which means I was diplomatic as well.
Influencing. Now, let's talk about influencing and advocating for people, especially in difficult times. Because Esther, that's what she was doing for her people in the face of a mighty king. She has to influence the king and she has to advocate for other people. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to influence a leader or to advocate for people or just influence their decision, and how did you handle that?
Yeah, my current job, so my supervisor. No, not really. It's just that I find myself advocating for certain things. Like most of the time, I'm like, okay, you know what? I have been through this before, and in my own point of view, please, you have to be very diplomatic about certain things.
True. Yeah.
Esther did she invited Haman twice before she finally threw the bomb.
Like,
So yeah, you don't just charge it.
Don't
charge him. No.
Yes.
And one thing I always say is know the people. You have to be political. Okay. The way I deal with you, it's not the way I'll deal with her.
True.
It's not the way I'll deal with another person.
True.
So I have a supervisor. I know how he or she. I don't want to.
No.
So yes, I know how he or she behaves. So I'm like, okay. Now, how do I approach this person? Am I violent or am I calm?
Am I
exactly
polite?
Depending on the situation. If I'm going to say something that maybe lightheaded, I'll just be my normal self. But if it's something that I need, something serious, I will bring the facts. I'll say, okay, see, I think that this is what is supposed to happen here, or because prior to this has happened before, and I really just want you. I'm not saying that do it okay. I'm just saying that look into it, and when you look into it, just check and just let me know. Like, okay. So you see that you have to really be diplomatic, and you need to know the particular person that you're talking to, that you're going to approach. Yeah, not one particular approach does not work for another person. Yes, so
you need to know who you're dealing with.
Another thing that is coming to my mind is how Esther told the rest of the Jews to take the fast, and they obeyed. But sometimes that's not how all subordinates are.
You should take fast.
Why are you the one telling us? Can you not do it
Exactly.
yourself? Have you had a situation where you've had, because I know you're a leader, have you had a situation where you've told subordinates to do stuff and they've not done it? How did you approach something like that? And how can you learn from situations like that?
Okay. So yes, I've had situations where I've told a subordinate to do something, and they did not even refuse. They say okay, and they did not do it.
Can't tell me what.
Was it like, I'll do it on my own time? No,
Yeah,
They said okay. Was it like, I'll do it on my own time, or like go on your own?
Yeah, I think they said okay, and then maybe they forgot to do it, and by the time they remembered, then they started rushing to do it, and they ended up not doing something nice. And at the end of the day, I had to take the fall. But I was so pained. If anybody who knows me knows that I am struggling to really, I flame up as quickly as. So I tried, I really tried. I held myself together. I said, you know what? You have passed that stage to shout. You have passed that stage to shout. You don't shout at people. You didn't give birth to anybody here. Even if they are working for you, or they are working on, sorry, not working for me, please. Even though they are under you, you need to have a certain amount of respect and the way you talk to that person. So, and I tell you straight, I don't go behind. I just come and tell you, I'm like, please, I was not pleased with what happened today. I'm not happy. I know you're capable of doing more than this, but I am not happy about this.
So you have a specific approach to giving feedback, which will not crush the person, but encourage them to.
Yes. So I'm like, I know you're capable of doing this, but you didn't live up to my expectations. So please try to do better. Okay. And maybe even I'm angry, but at the end I'll just put in one joke or two. I'll just be like,
Yeah.
oh my guy.
Okay.
I got you.
Fine boy.
Yeah.
Good one.
Yeah, so I think you have to learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know this is thing, if it's like not just the story of Esther, if you look through the Bible, there's a specific way that people usually use to ask for things.
Mm-hmm.
They start with praises.
Yes.
They will praise
Is
you.
that not
They will-
blackmail?
It's
Blackmail. Why you
not,
don't tell me
it's not.
I'm pretty because you want to ask me for something?
so it's I don't think it is, because even don't you do it to God sometimes?
Okay,
Because
yeah,
even the
I
Lord's
do.
Prayer, he says,
I do all the
"Our
time."
Father." Yeah, like
Yeah.
no,
Give him the accolades.
Fine young man.
like usually all the time. Would you encourage this approach, because it really works all the time, no matter how difficult the person is, no matter how difficult King Xerxes.
Yes,
She praised the man.
Yes, and she invited him, which means that she used that approach somehow.
Yeah.
Come let me feed your stomach first, but I tell you what I want to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like so, would you encourage that approach?
Okay.
Because I want to beg you for money now.
And then I'll just say, chocolate.
That approach, it works, but sometimes it's not always the best.
Okay.
Especially in this context. Like in our present context, I don't mean in the past. Like in us, yes, in our present context. Because some people flatter their way to the top. Some people flatter their way to the top.
That's not right.
True.
That's not right.
It's true.
Actually, beautiful. I just reminding you that you're
Even if that person's nose is like this.
No, we're all made in the image and likeness of God.
Okay, but
you're beautiful. Are you not?
Yes. Okay, now let's talk about beauty. Like, you're talented.
Yes, you
You're
are.
confident. When you talk about women in leadership,
It's you.
yeah.
We are talking about you.
Exactly.
My God, you guys are doing the same thing.
I'm being honest.
We just spoke about it 2 minutes ago, and you're doing it.
What is
Honest.
it? Is it not?
Yeah.
I not that face is
Yes, okay.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that approach works, and maybe sometimes do what works for you. Like, if you know that approach is going to get you what you want, do it. But sometimes I do not like it, because I feel like I also want to see you competent. Like, I want to see you show me.
Oh yeah. I
Yes,
understand
show
your
me what
point.
you
Like,
have to
don't
offer.
flatter me.
Don't flatter me.
Come
Yes,
straight to
yes.
the- Yeah.
Come straight to the point. Let me give you the praises, because I know that you are that person. Yes, I
Right.
know you are that person. If I say you're a very hardworking girl, it should come from
From
my
your heart.
chest and from my heart that you're
No,
a
but we were not doing
girl.
flattery just now. We're just telling the truth.
Thank you. Thank you. What can I say?
Yeah.
So I want to say, you see how you mentioned that there were times when you took the fall for the subordinates,
Yeah.
right? And it did not particularly apply to Esther, because Esther's subordinates were actually subordinates and it listened to her. And then,
Yeah.
so but at times when, as a leader, the boss is up, it's a hierarchy. There's the boss, there's you, and then the people under you. Sometimes that pressure comes so much on you. How do you do to manage it to be yourself, calming to them? Okay, please, I want you to do this for me, do this for me. Meanwhile, you're from a call or from
Yeah.
I told you to do. How do
Okay.
you calm yourself back to?
Yes, so you have to delegate, because you're under pressure, and many hands make light work.
Yeah.
So if I say
Hardworking hands,
thank
they
you,
say,
many hands.
Many hands.
Many hardworking
I'm
hands.
just
No hands,
saying.
all hands are hands.
Because I don't have that.
Okay, yeah, so all of us are just holding it away. So yeah, you have to be able to delegate and know that, okay, if I give 3 people to do this it will be faster
Yeah.
than one person doing it. And then downs are down. You go and what is happening? What are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
you just supervise.
Thank you. You just supervise, and you have to, shout. You have to be fast.
Yeah, wherever there's
Exactly.
like
So make sure you delegate it so that the work goes faster. And then always know how to finesse. I will not stress this. Know how to put your
Please tell me this finesse thing.
Finesse is okay. Let me give you an example of finesse. How I get through. Purple is your color.
Oh my.
Aww.
The tattoo is
It's not
Thank
flat.
you.
Yeah, but you have
But
to.
is purple really my color?
No, for now, purple is her color.
Okay.
Purple is her color.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to be able to. You can be harsh, but the way you sound makes it look like you're not being harsh. You're
So you
just
should be soft.
soft spoken. Those are the things that make up finessing.
Okay.
Soft spoken.
Henceforth, guys.
Yes.
have your finesse as it
Yeah.
So babe, that's English. Have your finesse
Yeah, guys.
Even if I have to sound like a British, I'll just.
Oh my.
just,
What? Yeah. The only thing I know how to say.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Aww.
Okay.
So soft. Aww.
Oh my
Am I
god,
really
it's
soft?
been so nice
Yeah.
having you.
I
I can see the tone of lens from you and not just your pretty
yeah.
face. There is some other thing behind.
I just like the comment that we got, like, about what she's saying, what she's talking about. It's
Right.
just amazing having a woman talk about those things.
Oh, thank you. I'm really happy to be here. Thank
So
you
we
for
have,
inviting me.
we have the trivia, the Bible trivia. I hope you braced yourself. I hope you're
Let me
ready.
see, I
Go to
feel
bed.
very
The big question about the Bible trivia is no one knows the question. The question just comes. It comes from where it comes from.
My God will give me the mark.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Let's go on. Let's proceed.
In the book of Esther,
Okay.
there was a man who was after Esther's uncle. He was bent. Oh, he's gonna kill him. Or he's gonna die somehow. Who is this man? And what became of him for having such an evil thought?
His name is Haman.
Sorry.
Let me learn. And he died. He was hung on the gallows that he prepared for Mordecai, 22 meters high.
Oh my god.
It's the details, guys.
Oh my god.
It's the details, guys. Hey. Oh my
Thank
god. It's
you.
the details. Wow.
Thank you.
No, the question is just went. Like you have all the answers. Okay. So now this is a difficult one.
Okay.
When Esther was doing the haram, when she was chosen among the other girls who were to do the beauty treatment, there was someone who was leading this process, and this person found favor, or Esther found favor in her eyes. Who is this person?
Hey, guy.
I promise that I don't know it.
I
promise
You
that.
ask the question.
I don't know it. Congratulations.
Drink, please, drink. It's the finesse. Which question I want to ask you?
We need next time I'll shoot you, right? Let's do this queen thing that these crowns that you
Yes.
answer very well. Like if that's the case, you
Yes.
just put it.
I should be the first queen.
Yes, you
Yes.
are.
Yes. I said, because Uncle Pampa.
I tell you.
Okay. Should we do one last question? An easy question.
Okay.
Or is it a difficult question? Because she's answered all the difficult
Just give
questions.
it. Just give the question.
Okay. Okay. Something happened to King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what's it?
He was depressed. He was distressed. He was very uneasy. And he asked for something. And when that thing was brought to him, I think you already know the answer.
No.
I don't know.
know.
Putting together.
So when he asked, there was a time when he was distressed, right? He asked for something. When that thing was brought to him, he got a glimpse of a history, something that had happened. I want you to tell me, what was it that he asked for? Question 1. Question 2, what was the history he discovered? And question 3, what did he do about it?
Okay. So they brought. have there's like the book of good deeds. They brought in like a history of good deeds.
Scroll.
The scroll of good deeds, and then
She's right. I don't know what she's
secondly,
right.
I'm telling you. she's right.
okay, so secondly, he discovered that Mordecai thwarted like a coup, or two people who planned to kill the king. He heard it, yes, him, and then the two people, when he heard it, he reached out to Esther. Esther told the king interviewed the people, and they confessed, and then they were sent away. So he did not repay him for that. So when God disturbed him in his sleep, and then he was brought the book, he was like, why have I rewarded Mordecai for this? And the eunuch says no. So when he was saying that, Haman enters in, and then he's like, Haman, what do you do for a man that the king wants to honor?
Thought that.
And thank you. So Haman was like, okay, you find the king's, he should wear the king's robe and climb on the horse that the king rides, and he should be led across the street saying, this is a man the king wishes to honor.
Oh my God! That is so
I thought she's not just a pretty.
I didn't even see the names. I didn't see what it is. All the questions answered.
She didn't give us a chance to answer. Not that we had the answer.
No, I
Oh my God, this is nice. I think let's reiterate the fact that Haman just thought that they wanted to honor
I
him.
see.
And how dare you?
God will confess your
Who thought
enemies.
that?
That's the
telling
thing.
you. And he says that so many times. The wicked.
You'll never go.
Yes.
Thank you.
And then the king Xerxes. But you don't have sleep, right? And then instead of it, like, let me
You
Netflix.
would eat.
There was no Netflix. huh?
Okay.
You had wine. You had dancers.
How would you say that they should bring this scroll? Like, who does that?
Is God.
God, the way he does things.
Stop.
Marvelous.
We cannot reiterate it.
No, we
Yes.
cannot.
Oh my
You
God.
cannot.
Thank you
so much for
baby.
coming.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure. It was an honor. Thank you so much for
Mwah.
coming.
Mwah.
Thank
But
you
it's
so
not
much.
that to me.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. So the pleasure is all mine.
And we're so happy that you got to share with us, guys. Share amazing things with us. Don't go advocating or trying to influence someone or trying to do things without having the right information.
Exactly.
Get your facts straight.
Mhm.
And if it's too much of a pressure on you, delegate. Share with people.
Yes,
And
please.
do the finesse. Finesse.
So do you have anybody you want to shout out to, like the name or something?
Yeah.
I've been waiting for this segment.
Shout out.
Okay. So the first shout out goes to my beautiful mom.
Hi. You want to call names?
She's Madam Ntui Caroline Boko.
Thank you. We love you. Thank you for being such an amazing daughter.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and I also want to thank my elder sisters. They are God sent.
Hi,
for
Say
always
hi, our
supporting
sisters.
me.
Thank you for always being
I want
supportive.
to thank my friends. I'm not going to call names because people will say that I'm favoring one friend, but
Okay.
my friends know.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
very much.
Hi, her friends.
We say hi.
Yeah. So,
Thank you.
and last but not least, thank God for everything He does in
Praise
my
God.
life.
Amen.
Yes,
God.
thank
Praise
Him
God.
for His mercies, His graces, and
Yeah.
every other thing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for coming. I want to
Thank
walk here.
Hugs are free now.
Okay,
Fine.
c'est gratuit. Oui. So I have to use, henceforth, I have this finesse now, guys.
Okay, I'm sorry.
C'est gratuit.
I'm still practicing. So we can't run
We're getting there.
We
We're
can't run around, regular shout out.
Yes, guys.
People behind the camera.
Holy Ghost Studios.
That's
Wow.
Dr. Frank's team.
Yes.
Okay.
Was that makeup and hair
Makeup and hair by
Coco.
Coco.
Catcher by Catherine.
Catchering.
By.
Ah, very delicious.
Oh, okay.
Let me make her go and eat it.
Oh my god.
Okay.
So next time, like, share, subscribe,
Yes,
do all you're supposed to do because we're doing now from the side.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you
Bye.
guys. Mwah.
Mwah.